All right, guys, so now let's look at targeting for broader audiences. So this is if you're working with lead gen clients and maybe they're targeting a much wider network. So for example, insurance companies, a lot of insurance companies work statewide or nationwide. And so they're going a lot broader than just a small localized audience. So in this situation, you really have the same options that you have when you're going local. You can test out blanket marketing where, because even when they're broader, it's typically still restricted to a state or a country. But you can test that out. You can also test out layering interest behaviors and demographics. And I'm going to show you a little hack in a moment in terms of using audience insights to figure out what your audience might be into. And then if the customer has existing customer data, like a customer list, import that into Facebook. Just make sure with the new regulations, that you're getting your client to confirm that the data, everyone is opted in there, et cetera, and create a lookalike from that. Now, typically a good size for lead gen is around that 200K mark. You can get some great results around 800K as well, so 800 to 200K if you have that big of an audience. So one of the things that you can do is you can go under your Audience Insights tab here. I'm in Business Manager at the moment. And if you're not sure about which audience to target or which interests to target, what are people going to be interested in, right? This can be really hard, especially if you're working with clients like lawyers or, the services where if we don't get if we don't get you off the charges, we don't get paid type of stuff. Those are very hard to target for because they're typically situational type of experiences or problems. But what you can do, so for example, let's say you're an insurance company and you know that the customer is usually, a middle-aged individual, you're trying to sell retirement fund packages or something, or mortgage packages, mortgage brokers, and you know that the individual is, for example, middle-aged, relatively good income. Well, some of the things that you can do here is go, okay, well, what's one brand or one product that we know that this audience would likely be connected with? So, for example, we could go, let's say, Whole Foods if we want, a slightly wealthier individual. Punch it in here. Make sure you have the right age if that's important to you. And then essentially go into page likes here. And Facebook starts to give you other ideas. So it starts to give you other ideas of like Pottery Barn, Pier 1 Imports, of similar pages that are associated with this. Now, you'll see that mine turns red. This is actually a plugin called Facebook Audience Insights Plus. It's a Chrome plugin. You can just download it. It's free. And it tells me right away which ones of these are not targetable on Facebook. So I can't target these on Facebook, but then these ones I can target. So I can go through here and I can actually start to go down a bit of a rabbit hole and go, okay, well, I think, Etsy would be a good one, or not all of these are always relevant, so use your judgment carefully here, like Groupon, people that like discounts. So if that's something that you're offering or that's your hook, if that's what your client, their point of distinguish, you could use that. So you can start to go down a bit of a rabbit hole and punch in, for example, here we might go, what was it? Pottery Barn? Pottery Barn. And it starts to give us even more ideas, and on it goes until we build up a list of potential targeting ideas that we can use inside of our ad set. So this is one of the ways to put together some targeting and how local and broad lead gen audiences are usually built. Beneath these videos, there's more videos that go into much more depth into how to set up an actual lookalike, how to set up a custom audience, etc., etc.